Have you ever wondered how penguins manage to survive in one of the coldest and most inhospitable environments on the planet? Discover now the secrets of the lives of these incredible animals, who face extreme challenges to feed, reproduce, and protect their young. Subscribe to the channel so you don't miss any details. The life of penguins is a fascinating example of adaptation and resilience. These animals, which inhabit the polar and subpolar regions of the world, have developed unique characteristics to deal with adverse conditions. From their dense and waterproof plumage to their ability to dive into icy waters in search of food, penguins are true masters of survival. Antarctica, with its frozen landscapes and icy winds, is home to several species of penguins, each with its own peculiarities. Emperor penguins, for example, are the largest species of penguins and are known for their long breeding journeys. The females lay their eggs on solid ground, and the males are responsible for incubation, protecting them from the intense cold and predators. During this period, the males remain still, without eating, and survive only on their accumulated fat reserves. The incubation period can last up to 65 days, and the males lose about 40% of their body weight. After the chicks are born, the females return from fishing and start feeding the chicks with milk produced in their glands. King penguins, which are the second largest species, also reproduce on solid ground, but their nests are simpler, usually formed by stones and gravel. The females lay a single egg, which is incubated by the parents in shifts. King penguins have a diet rich in krill, small crustaceans that live in cold waters. To hunt krill, they dive to depths of up to 500 meters, using their wings as paddles and their feet as rudders. Their ability to hold their breath for long periods and their sharp vision are essential for survival in these environments. To survive in a hostile environment, with freezing temperatures and the constant threat of predators, penguins have developed extraordinary adaptations that allow them to thrive in one of the most challenging environments on the planet. In this video, we will dive into the world of penguins and understand how they conquer their place in this challenging scenario, exploring their biology, behavior, and adaptations that guarantee their survival. Starting with their biology, penguins have a streamlined body, with dense feathers and a layer of subcutaneous fat that protects them from the extreme cold. This physical structure, combined with their ability to dive to great depths in search of food, allows them to navigate with mastery through icy waters, facing currents and freezing temperatures with remarkable resilience. The feathers of penguins, which cover their entire body, play a fundamental role in protection against the cold. These feathers are extremely dense, forming a waterproof layer that prevents water from entering, keeping the body warm. In addition, the structure of the feathers allows the retention of a layer of air close to the skin, creating an insulating barrier that prevents heat loss. This combination of characteristics makes penguin plumage one of their most effective defense mechanisms against the freezing temperatures of the environment in which they live. But protection against the cold is not limited to feathers. Penguins also have a thick subcutaneous fat layer, which acts as an additional insulator, preventing heat loss to the environment. This fat layer, in addition to providing thermal insulation, also serves as an energy reserve, ensuring the penguin's survival during periods of food scarcity. The ability to dive to great depths is another crucial characteristic for the survival of penguins. To dive, they use their wings as paddles, propelling themselves through the icy waters with incredible agility. Penguins can dive to depths that vary depending on the species, with some species being able to reach more than 500 meters. This ability to dive to great depths allows them to access a variety of prey, such as fish, krill, and squid, and survive in environments where other animals would have difficulties. But the life of penguins is not just about survival. They are also social creatures, who organize themselves into colonies and take turns protecting their young. Their ability to communicate through vocalizations and body movements is fundamental for social organization and the raising of their young. Penguins are fascinating animals that, despite facing extreme challenges, develop intelligent strategies to survive in a hostile and inhospitable environment. Penguins are seabirds that have adapted to an aquatic lifestyle, spending most of their time swimming and diving in search of food. Evolution has shaped them, giving them unique characteristics that guarantee their survival in cold and icy regions, such as Antarctica, where temperatures can reach -40 degrees Celsius and ice extends over vast areas. To face the extreme cold, penguins have developed a thick layer of subcutaneous fat and dense feathers that form a waterproof barrier against water and cold. Their feathers are so compact that the air trapped between them creates an insulating layer, similar to a winter coat. This thermal adaptation is essential to keep the body warm, even in freezing temperatures. In addition to the cold, penguins also need to deal with food scarcity, especially during the winter, when the waters are covered by a layer of ice. To overcome this difficulty, they develop complex hunting strategies, taking advantage of ocean currents and areas with a higher concentration of krill, their main food. The organization into colonies allows penguins to feed more efficiently, with smaller groups alternating in the task of finding food, while others take care of the chicks. The social organization of penguins is another fundamental factor for their survival. They live in colonies that can house thousands of individuals, gathered in family and social groups. This social organization is essential for the protection of chicks, reproduction, and the search for food. Penguins take turns protecting the chicks, ensuring that they are always warm and safe, and to live and thrive. Their adaptation to the icy environment and their social organization are inspiring examples of how life finds solutions to complex challenges. The next information will show you how penguins survive freezing temperatures and manage to feed in a hostile environment. The average temperature in the regions where penguins live can reach -40 degrees Celsius, and the frozen sea makes the search for food a challenging task. To face these extreme conditions, penguins have developed remarkable physical and behavioral adaptations. One of the most impressive adaptations is their dense and waterproof plumage. Penguin feathers are extremely compact and have a layer of fat under the skin, which acts as a thermal insulator, preventing heat loss to the environment. This layer of fat also helps with buoyancy and movement in the water. The coloration of penguin plumage also plays a crucial role in their survival. The dorsal part, usually dark in color, absorbs heat from the sun, while the ventral part, light in color, reflects sunlight, preventing overheating. The shape of the penguin's body, fusiform and hydrodynamic, allows them to move with agility in the water. Their wings have evolved into strong and flexible flippers, which propel the body through the water with great efficiency. The social organization of penguins is also fundamental for their survival in inhospitable environments. They live in colonies that can reach thousands of individuals. This social organization facilitates protection against predators, the raising of chicks, and the search for food. Penguin colonies are usually formed in areas close to the coast, where access to water is easy. The birds gather in dense groups, providing heat and mutual protection. The reproduction of penguins is a complex and challenging process. Females usually lay 1 or 2 eggs in nests made of stones, ice, or vegetation. Both parents participate in the incubation of the eggs and the raising of the chicks. Penguin chicks are extremely vulnerable, but penguins have developed impressive adaptation strategies. One of the most important mechanisms is their dense and waterproof plumage, which forms an insulating layer, preventing heat loss. This layer of feathers, along with the thick layer of subcutaneous fat, creates a thermal barrier that protects them from the intense cold. Penguin feathers are designed to resist water and wind, keeping them warm even in extreme weather conditions. The structure of the plumage varies according to the species, but all have an outer layer of dense and compact feathers that prevent water from entering. Underneath this layer, there is a soft and fluffy down that traps air, creating a layer of insulation. The down is extremely important for the survival of penguins, especially for chicks that have not yet developed a layer of subcutaneous fat. Subcutaneous fat, also known as blubber, is a layer of adipose tissue found under the skin. Subcutaneous fat is an effective thermal insulator, helping penguins maintain body heat. The amount of fat varies according to the time of year and the need for insulation. During the winter, when temperatures are lower, penguins accumulate a thicker layer of fat to protect themselves from the cold. In the summer, when temperatures are milder, the fat layer decreases. In addition to physical protection, penguins also gather in groups to warm up, taking advantage of the body heat of their companions. This social behavior is fundamental for the survival of penguins, especially during the winter. By grouping together, penguins reduce the body surface exposed to the cold and share body heat, keeping themselves warm. Penguins take turns on the periphery of the group, ensuring that everyone has access to the heat of the center. The behavior of gathering is particularly important for chicks that have not yet developed a layer of subcutaneous fat and are more vulnerable to the cold. Penguins have also developed other strategies to survive the extreme cold. Some species, like the penguin, fundamental to ensuring survival, especially during cold nights and breeding periods, access to food is one of the biggest challenges in the lives of penguins. The diet of these animals consists mainly of fish, crustaceans, and krill, found in deep waters. These marine animals have developed extraordinary adaptations to survive in this hostile environment, especially in relation to obtaining food. The search for food is an arduous and dangerous journey for penguins, who face freezing temperatures and strong currents. To find food, penguins dive to great depths, using their wings as paddles to propel themselves in the water. This diving ability is essential for the survival of penguins, as it allows them to reach the areas where their prey is found. Emperor penguins, for example, are known for their extraordinary dives, reaching depths of up to 535 meters. This remarkable ability is the result of physiological adaptations that allow emperor penguins to withstand the intense pressures and lack of oxygen in the depths of the ocean. The diving ability of emperor penguins is impressive, but it is also risky. The cold temperatures of the deep waters require penguins to keep their bodies warm, which requires great physical effort. In addition, the time that penguins can remain submerged is limited by the amount of oxygen they can store in their bodies. To overcome these challenges, emperor penguins have developed special adaptations, such as the ability to reduce their heart rate and metabolism during the dive, conserving energy and oxygen. The thick layer of subcutaneous fat and dense feathers also help to insulate them from the cold, while the blood rich in hemoglobin allows them to carry more oxygen. The hunting strategies of emperor penguins are also remarkable. These animals feed mainly on fish, squid, and krill, which are found in schools in deep waters. To hunt, emperor penguins dive to depth and swim in circles, using their sharp vision to detect their prey. When 500 meters deep in search of food, staying submerged for more than 20 minutes. This diving ability is possible thanks to physiological adaptations, such as the ability to store oxygen in the muscles and the reduction of heart rate during the dive. The ability to dive to such depths is an evolutionary adaptation that allows penguins to access a rich supply of food, such as krill, fish, and squid, which live in the cold and deep waters of the oceans. This feeding strategy is essential for the survival of penguins, especially during the winter, when adverse weather conditions make the surface of the ocean less accessible for hunting. Penguins have developed a series of physiological mechanisms that allow them to perform prolonged dives. One of the most important mechanisms is the ability to store oxygen in the muscles. Penguins have a concentration of myoglobin, a protein that binds to oxygen, much higher than that of other animals, which allows them to store large amounts of oxygen in their muscles. This oxygen reserve allows penguins to remain submerged for longer periods without needing to surface to breathe. In addition to the ability to store oxygen in the muscles, penguins also have a heart rate that is considerably reduced during the dive. Bradycardia, as this reduction in heart rate is known, helps to conserve energy and reduce the need for oxygen. When a penguin dives, its heart rate can decrease by up to 50%, allowing it to save energy and prolong the dive time. To ensure the survival of the species, penguins reproduce in colonies, which can house thousands of individuals. Reproduction is a challenging process that requires coordination and collaboration among colony members. Penguins are social animals and live in dense colonies that can reach hundreds of thousands of individuals. This social structure is essential for reproduction, as it allows penguins to share information, resources, and protection. The breeding season for penguins varies, depending on the species and geographic region. The life of penguins is an example of adaptation and resilience, showing how life finds solutions to the most extreme challenges. To ensure the protection of the species, It is essential that human actions respect the habitat of these animals and avoid ocean pollution. Learn more about the fascinating life of penguins and understand how these animals adapt to a hostile environment. If you're interested in this story, be sure to check out other videos about the animal world here on the channel. And to not miss any content, subscribe and turn on notifications. You can also find more information on the topic in the video on the end screen.